Hi, good afternoon. I'm Andrew from Travel Mole, and here in front of me is Martin Winter, the chair of ICCA, Asia Pacific, and also from the Gold Coast Tourism, and he has something to say to us and share with us about his experiences and vision. Please go ahead, Martin.
Thanks, Andrew. It's a great experience for me to be here in Bangkok, and of course we're here for a very important reason for IT and CMA. It's also an opportunity for us to meet all of our ICCA Asia Pacific members. There's over 40 of us meeting here today, and we've been discussing a lot of common interests to us. Most important thing, of course, is that we're now addressing the way that the global economic crisis is impacting on our industry, and today we've had some very interesting discussions. Firstly, there is some good news though, and that is that the industry hasn't been suffering as much as perhaps others have around the world. Obviously in the corporate sector, we've seen a significant decline in business, particularly from some segments like automotive and from the banking sector. But from the association market, from the meeting sector and from incentives, the impact has not been so great. Those that have been succeeding have been those organisations and those convention bureaus and cities which have had very strong relationships built up over time. Because it's very important, this is a long-term industry, and it's important that people have the confidence in the fact that you can deliver on your promise. And so for the meetings industry, people who are organising them have to be confident that the city, whether it be Bangkok, whether it be Seoul or whether it be Beijing, can deliver on what they promise in these tough times. So from our perspective, research is really important to make sure that we've got it right, and also most important is that the delegates themselves want to come to the destination. So most conference organisers in particular are making sure that they get good numbers along. And that's in fact been the only downside that we've really noticed in Asia, that there's been a bit of a fall off in the number of delegates materialising at events rather than cancellations. So it's a relatively recent phenomenon that countries around the world, particularly in Asia, have realised the value of conferences and the whole of the meetings industry. And so governments are seeing them as one way that they can fill the voids during a normally fluctuating leisure pattern of tourism. And so with meetings, you can somewhat manage those low points in your tourism year by bringing in these high yield delegates who come in for specific events. Firstly, it should be at the time of the year that otherwise they're not going to be full with tourists. Secondly, they have to make sure that the type of event which they are attracting has got something to do with the broader overall economy. So for instance, in a place like Malaysia, they may have a political bias on technology. So it's in their interest to attract technology events and technology conferences to their city. And in places like where I come from the Gold Coast, of course, which is a great fun leisure destination, you know, we like to bring the Surf Lifesaving Championships, and we like to bring also perhaps even the World Bikini Championships. Only joking. No, our destination, of course, being very close to Brisbane, has a very broad business perspective, but it is important that you get the most out of it and maximise the type of events that you can.
Okay, thank you, Martin. Any parting words as we end this little interview?
Yeah, just one, and that is that, you know, the global economic crisis won't go on forever. We're already seeing, as they say, some green shoots. Things are getting better. I think that it's very encouraging that parts of of Asia, particularly in China, GDP is still strong, and I just believe that this is going to be where all the action is going to be in the next century. It's been previously a century of Europe and the Americas, but obviously when you look around this part of the world, you can see that this is where it's going to happen, and because of that, obviously the meetings industry is going to benefit as well.
All right. Thank you.